top 10 most deadly and battle-hardened army generals in Africa for the years 2021-2022. They are deadly in context that they are lethal at executing their responsibility, while others are deadly in the actual sense of being deadly. Number 8. Lieutenant General Peter Elwelu. Lieutenant General Elwelu is one of the most dangerous army generals in Africa despite being born-again Christian. What an irony. Peter Elwelu is a Lieutenant General of Uganda People's Defense Forces, currently serves as the Deputy Chief of the Defense Forces of UPDF, having been appointed to that position on June 24, 2021. Elwelu commanded the UPDF troops that overran the palace in Kasese of Charles Mumbere, the traditional ruler of Rwenzururu, where it was believed that the traditional leader was harboring rebels who were threatening the security of the nation, but these are unproven reports. Uganda People's Defense Force soldiers encircled the palace and told the people inside that they could not leave. Tensions escalated and there was an exchange of heavy fire with the royal guards at the kingdom's office in Kasese town. Since then, he has been feared, respected and regarded as one of the most lethal and dangerous generals in East Africa. Number 7. Mamadou Doumbouya. The giant president of Guinea is one of the most dangerous and deadly army officers in Africa, no doubt, due to his current Doumbouya led a coup d'etat on September 5, 2021 that overthrew previous president Alpha Condé, a member of the Guinea Special Forces group and former French legionnaire. On the turn, in justifying the military's actions, Doumbouya quoted the former Ghanaian president Jerry Rawlings, who said that if people are crushed by their elites, it is up to the army to give the people their freedom. Bahanu Jula Gelacha is an Ethiopian field marshal on the Ethiopian National Defense Force. He is currently the Chief General Staff of Ethiopia as of November 4, 2020. He served as the Force Commander of the United Nations Interim Security Force for Abyei from 2014 to 2016. He was promoted to Lieutenant General sometime before December 9, 2015. His term ended on January 15, 2016 with the appointment of Major General Hassan Ibrahim Musa. On January 8, 2022, Bahana was promoted to Field Marshal by Prime Minister Abiy Mohamed Sahel Work Zwede. The only flaw in his plan is his failure to deal decisively with the Tigray separatists who became a disaster for the Horn of Africa nation. In one of his interviews, he quoted saying, "Ethiopia will defend itself by force and we will not negotiate over its right to the Renaissance Dam, which has caused tension with Egypt. Egyptians had the rest of the world know too well how we conduct war whenever it comes." Number 5. Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Muhoozi Kainerugaba is a Ugandan general that most natives want to downplay, possibly because of being the first son and thinking he received favors to be where he is. But on the contrary, he's one of the most sought-after generals in Africa. Muhoozi Kainerugaba is a highly trained military officer who attended courses at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, the British Army's officer training facility in Camberley, UK, where he is believed to have been among the top performers with alumni, including, among others, Muhoozi planned and supervised the entry of the Special Forces into the UPDF campaign in Somalia in 2011 as part of the Army submission. Within a few weeks of the entry of the Special Forces into Somalia, the UPDF successfully expelled Al-Shabaab from Mogadishu. The recent masterpiece of brokering a peace deal with Rwanda proved that Muhoozi is one of those generals in Africa that the continent can count on. Following the standoff between Uganda and Rwanda that led to the closure of borders for 2 or so years, tensions were constantly flaring, but it only took Muhoozi Kainerugaba just one visit to resolve the standoff. Number 4. Fattah el-Sisi General. Fattah is one of the most decorated military officers in Africa, with over 20 medals in his career. The Egyptian president is without a doubt one of the few generals in Africa who is respected, adored, and deadly when it comes to military maneuvers, and he has helped Egypt build a formidable force widely regarded as the best trained and equipped force on the continent. El-Sisi was involved in the military coup that deposed then-President Morsi on 3 July 2013 in response to Egyptian protests. Since then, El-Sisi has mastered the art of cracking down on protectors of his rule and has kept the country running and progressing. Number 3. James Kabarebe. James Kabarebe is a Ugandan Rwandese military officer from Ibanda, Kazo, Western Uganda, who has served as senior presidential advisor on security matters in the government of Rwanda since October 19, 2018. And he served as the Rwandan Patriotic Army commander and was an Alliance of Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Congo strategist. In his role as Minister of Defense, he was accused of being the de facto leader of the March 23rd movement, a militia in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, also accused of numerous atrocities against civilians during the Chivu conflict. Chief military strategist Kabarebe helped engineer the capture and defeat the Mobutu Sese Seko of Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo on 17th May 1997. At the end of this mission, he was appointed Chief of Staff of the Congolese Army by Kabila. However, relations between Rwanda and Kabila deteriorated under circumstances that would eventually lead to the Second Congo War. He is one of the 10 Rwandan officials accused in 2006 by Jean-Louis Bruguiere, a French judge, of having taken part of the shooting of the plane of then-President Habyarimana. Kabarebe and other senior officials have, however, always denied these claims. Going by this experience, he literally deserved to be the most deadly general in Africa, but there are other factors deterring him. His likability, education, and relevancy keeps him lower in the pecking order. Number 2. Paul Kagame. There is no way one can mention the most dangerous and deadly generals in Africa without mentioning Paul Kagame. His lethal, no-nonsense character and undeniably authoritarian in nature. Paul Kagame began his military career in Uganda as part of Uganda's People's Defense Forces, fighting alongside Museveni to overthrow the government in power in 1986. Eventually, he took over power as the president of Rwanda. Since then, there has been tremendous change in the East African country, which can be seen by the speed at which Rwanda is developing not only militarily but also economically, but also developed its foreign policy. Rwanda has deployed its troops in countries like Somalia, DRC, where it locked horns with its counterpart, the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and most recently Mozambique. In Rwanda, Kagame's word is final. Number 1. Yoweri Museveni. General Yoweri Museveni is regarded as one of the most deadly army generals in Africa who mastered the art of war, following the years that he spent in the bush fighting Idi Amin. While he's driven by the heart to unite Africa, a goal that he has to now not dropped. Museveni is respected across the continent and highly thought after by most presidents, especially those with civilian background, on how to handle their military. Museveni has built one of the world's most professional, battle-hardened and lethal armies, the Uganda People's Defense Forces, which has been highly successful in almost all missions undertaken across the continent, including Somalia, Congo, Central Africa, Chad, Sudan, and many others. Yoweri Museveni has masterminded peace in neighboring countries and is believed to be an icon of East African integration, which he has categorically stated that it is his desire for East Africa to become more like one nation with a single currency and a single force. He is also one of the most deadly generals in Africa due to his style of handling international policy and crackdown on demonstrations in Uganda.
Thanks for watching.